Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're stepping through a doorway that has been shrouded in mystery for centuries. We're going to explore the world of the Freemasons and peel back the layers on some of their most talked about and often misunderstood secret rituals. What really happens behind the closed doors of a Masonic lodge? Let's find out. First, let's get one thing straight. The Freemasons are not a secret society. They are a society with secrets. This is a crucial distinction. Their existence is public, their lodges are often marked, and many members are open about their affiliation. The secrets pertain to their modes of recognition, to handshakes, signs, and words used to identify one another, and the specific details of their allegorical rituals. These traditions are in place to preserve the fraternity's heritage and ensure that the lessons taught within the lodge remain impactful for its members. So, what happens when a new member, known as a candidate, joins? This journey begins with the first of 3 degrees. The entered apprentice. The initiation ceremony is a deeply symbolic play, a piece of allegorical theater where the candidate is the central character. Before entering the lodge room, the candidate is prepared in a specific manner. They are typically blindfolded, a state referred to as being hoodwinked. This isn't about humiliation. It's a powerful symbol. It represents the state of darkness or ignorance before one is brought into the light of Masonic knowledge and wisdom. The candidate also has one trouser leg rolled up, their shirt open to expose their chest, and a slipper, called a slipshod, on one foot. Each element has a symbolic meaning. The bared knee represents humility and prayer. The bared chest signifies sincerity, and the slipshod state is an ancient symbol of entering a sacred space and making a binding promise. A rope, known as a cable tow, is placed around their neck. This symbolizes the candidate's bond to the fraternity and their guide, but also their previous state of helplessness before finding the Masonic path. Once inside the lodge room, the candidate is guided through a series of symbolic challenges and questions. They're introduced to the core tenets of Freemasonry: brotherly love, relief, and truth. They are also introduced to the working tools of a stonemason, which are used as metaphors for moral self-improvement. For an entered apprentice, TCRT, 24-inch gauge, and the common gavel. The gauge represents the 24 hours of the day to be divided between work, rest, and service to others, while the gavel represents the force of conscience, used to chip away at our vices and perfect our character. Much like a stonemason shapes a rough stone, the entire ceremony is a journey from symbolic darkness to light. The moment the blindfold is removed is a climactic point, revealing the lodge room and its members to the new brother for the first time. It signifies the gaining of new insight and understanding. The candidate then takes a solemn obligation, promising to uphold the values of the fraternity and to keep its secrets. This isn't a sinister oath, but a promise of integrity, charity, and fidelity to his new brothers. After completing the entered apprentice degree, a Mason can progress to the 2nd degree, the fellow craft. The stage represents a person's manhood or their most productive years. The focus shifts from basic moral principles to intellectual development, particularly the pursuit of knowledge. The symbolism here draws heavily on geometry, architecture, and the liberal arts and sciences. The ritual often involves a symbolic journey up a winding staircase, representing the continuous and sometimes difficult path of learning. The working tools of a fellow craft are the plumb, the square, and the level. The plumb reminds a Mason to live an upright life, the square to be square in their dealings with all people, and the level signifies that all men are equal. The lessons of this degree encourage Masons to expand their minds, to study the world around them, and to apply reason and logic to their lives. It's about building upon the moral foundation laid in the 1st degree with a solid structure of intellectual and spiritual knowledge. The 3rd and final degree in craft masonry is that of the Master Mason. This is arguably the most profound and dramatic of the 3 rituals. It confronts the theme of mortality and the importance of fidelity and integrity, even in the face of death. This degree is centered around an allegory based on the construction of King Solomon's temple and the fate of its principal architect, Hiram Abiff. In the allegory, Hiram Abiff possesses a secret, the Master's Word, the key to supreme Masonic knowledge. He is accosted by 3 ruffians who demand he reveal this secret. Hiram, being a man of unshakable integrity, refuses to divulge the secret improperly. He is struck down, symbolizing the tragic consequences of ignorance and violence. The candidate in the third-degree ceremony symbolically experiences this story. The second part of the ceremony involves the fellow Masons discovering the loss of their master architect and their subsequent search for him. This represents the search for truth and the recovery of that which is lost. The climax is the symbolic raising of the candidate from a symbolic death. This powerful moment is not about physical resurrection, but represents a spiritual rebirth, a triumph over ignorance, and the realization that while the body is mortal, a person's legacy and integrity can live on. It teaches that a life of virtue and faithfulness will endure beyond the grave. So, to recap the journey, the entered apprentice degree is about moral beginnings and subduing our passions. The fellow craft degree is about intellectual growth and the pursuit of knowledge. And the Master Mason degree is about spiritual realization, confronting mortality, and living a life of integrity that creates a lasting legacy. It's important to understand that these rituals are not literal. They're allegorical dramas designed to teach complex moral and philosophical lessons in a memorable way. The secrets are not about world domination or hidden treasures. They are the symbolic language Masons use to communicate these lessons and recognize each other as members of a shared journey towards self-improvement. The real secret of Freemasonry, if there is one, is that it's a system designed to make good men better fathers, better husbands, better friends, and better citizens through a community built on shared values and mutual support. The mystery and secrecy that have surrounded these rituals for so long have unfortunately fueled a lot of misconceptions. But when you look past the rumors and examine the symbolism, you find a rich, centuries-old tradition focused on personal growth, charity, and brotherhood. It's a timeless curriculum for living a more virtuous and meaningful life. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the heart of Masonic ritual. I hope this has shed some light on what was once in darkness for you. If you found this fascinating, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more explorations into history's most interesting traditions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.